Pentagon authorizes diversion of $1 billion to build the border wall. Ugh, gross. The Pentagon has authorized the transfer of $1 billion to begin building a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, over which Trump declared a national emergency. Trump declared a national emergency. We have a net zero immigration in this country. Most drugs that are brought in to the United States are brought in through ports of entry. And we have fewer undocumented immigrants in this country than we did 10 years ago. There is no emergency. There is no emergency. First of all, on a moral level, demonizing people that are coming to this country to try to get a better life is morally repulsive already. But even just statistically, this crisis that the Trump administration is making up is completely non-existent. The numbers just aren't there. It's completely bogus. And it's costing billions of dollars. By the way, which most Americans don't want the wall. Most don't. Because more oppose Trump than are for Trump, first of all. And even in Trump's base, some of them have, as of recent, according to polling, said this isn't worth it. This isn't worth shutting down the government. This isn't worth all this money. It's not worth it. So there is very little support for this wall. Very little. But, that would involve having a government that factors in public opinion. And ours doesn't, because it's a plutocracy. All right, let's see what else they're saying here. All right, so the first phase of funding will reportedly go towards 57 miles of an 18-foot-high fencing along the Yuma and El Paso sections of the border. By the way, none of the border towns want this, by the way. No border town wants this. Democratic lawmakers immediately condemned the news, saying the administration did not go through the appropriate channels and request permission from the Senate Appropriations Committee to divert the money from military personnel funds. In a letter to Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan, Democratic senators on the committee wrote, "We have serious concerns that the department has allowed political interference and pet projects to come ahead of many near-term critical readiness issues facing our military." So $1 billion. $1 billion. Think of all the things we could do with $1 billion. Instead, they're building this stupid wall. This wall that serves absolutely no purpose. This wall that is a policy idea that's caked in bigotry and racism. And that most of the country doesn't even want. But it's happening anyway. And throughout the past couple years, the media has been near silent on this. The media has done a terrible job at really amplifying how big of a waste of resources and how morally repulsive this wall is. The corporate media has done a terrible job on that. And so have the Democrats. And I single out the Democrats because they're supposed to be the opposition to Trump. They're not, but they're supposed to be. So that's very disappointing to hear. This is very disappointing news. And that's putting it very gently. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news